Hey everybody, I've been taking the bike for a couple of weeks now on the bus, and I thought I'd give you a few tips I haven't seen anybody go over. We're going to pretend this is the bike rack that folds down from the bus, and the couch is the front of the bus. So you're going to have two slots where your bike goes. If you're confused when you take the bike, you're always going to have a slot where a brace comes up, and that's where your front tire goes. If you have a slot here, you're going to have a brace that comes up over the top of your wheel. So that's how you can tell. Also, the rack is going to have a place for the front wheel to go here, and the second bike, the front wheel will be in the opposite direction. That way, it's easier to place them together so their handlebars don't get caught up into each other. When you load your bikes, when you pull down the rack, you're going to have two slots. You shouldn't use the front one, you should use the back one. That way, when the other person comes, they can put theirs in the front. It's easier for them. Now, it's going to be difficult for you to access the back one if there is a bike. All the videos I saw on YouTube, they showed people, they would lower their bikes or the rack, and they would put the bike in the front rack, and then they said, well, you're not supposed to put it here, you're supposed to put it back here. But what if there's already a bike here? That was something I hadn't seen anybody go over. I realized that if you have a bike that's already here, or more importantly, if you have a bike that's very heavy, as you get older or you may not be strong, it's going to be harder to lift some of these bikes that are close to 50 pounds. They have a 50-pound limit in Broward. What you want to do is just lift one wheel at a time onto the rack. Although, since that one has the thing for the front wheel, we want to switch this around and just put on one wheel at a time. That way you're only lifting half of the bike's weight. Then you can lift the rear of the bike onto the rack. And this is going to go in the slot where the brace comes over the top. That brace is to stabilize the front tire. Now, what are some more tips? Some people were confused about what size bicycles you could fit. I still don't know for sure, but it looks like 20 inches is the smallest bike tire you can have. Also in Broward County, they want a 50-pound weight limit. So you can't have bicycles that weigh more than 50 pounds. Now, as far as electric bikes go, there may be some restrictions in your area. Some places, they don't allow electric bikes at all. Other places, they allow electric bikes, but you have to remove the battery. Some places, you can't put the battery on the inside of the bus. So it's confusing. You want to check your area. As far as the interior, putting bicycles on the interior of the bus, so long as you can put the bike under your seat or put it in your lap, and it's not in the aisle, you can carry a bike on the bus. But there's not many bikes like that. When you are putting your bike on the rack, especially if it's an expensive bike, you probably want to put a quick lock onto your tire and your frame. So if someone did leave the bus and take your bicycle, they wouldn't be able to get very far with it. You need to remove all objects that aren't bolted onto your bike. Like if you have a bike rack, the bike rack is bolted onto your bike. But if you have a bag, it's just tied on. And sometimes people don't do a very good job of tying. So you're not supposed to have anything on your bike that's attached, that's not bolted on or screwed on, something that normally would be permanent on a bicycle. And finally, you want to be quick. I was reading some forums and some people said the bus driver actually left and took their bicycle. And I'm thinking, well, how slow must you be to when you get off the bus, you didn't get in front of the bus to take your bike and the bus driver was able to take off. So I don't know what was happening with that person. But you should always let your bus driver know that you're going to be removing your bike. Make sure they acknowledge you and then get off and get your bike and be quick about it. But number one tip, and I shouldn't be telling you this because the fewer people riding bikes, better for me because I'll have more space on the bus. But number one, don't be afraid. If the bike's too heavy, like I said, you can lift one wheel at a time. It's not that difficult. I've been doing it for 2 weeks, and it's been actually kind of a pleasure to go places with the bike. It only costs like $1. So Hope that helps. If you have any other questions, leave them in the video or the comment section, and I'll be happy to reply. And good luck. See you out there.